what's your jam, your food jam that you're gonna get into?
So normally, okay, let me just say my past 2 shows, my post-show meal has been terrible, and I immediately had to jump right back into prep because I did a show at the end of November and December, and now again at the beginning of March. So I've been in prep for a while at this point.
Tough time to do it too, all through the holidays.
It is, but it keeps you focused, you know? So I have come to the conclusion to have 0 expectations for my post-show treats. And there's one thing that I have told myself, I'm like, you know what? This is just what I want to make sure I have after every show, which is a nothing bundt cake, because I also have celiac. So, but they make the best chocolate chip gluten-free bundt cake, and it's so delicious. And so I'm like, you know what? If I get that every time, I'll never be disappointed.
Nice,
Yeah.
Nice. So it's a sugar hit that you're looking for.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny. Before I ever even started competing, I was such a savory person. I had no sweet tooth really at all except ice cream.
Wow.
And now I love sweets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't that kind of funny how it kind of changes your body chemistry and you crave different things?
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to get into that. Like you were saying, no one knew what was wrong with you. Mm-hmm. And then you stumbled on what to find out that you had celiac and.
Yeah. So, again, it's kind of like an evolution. So one thing that we did for sure find out was that I had hypoglycemia as well. So obviously I started learning about sugars and processed foods and kind of how to get my blood sugar under control. Maybe that's why, I don't know, my cravings for sugar have changed as well. I'm not sure.
Yep.
I'm sure it does, but why, I don't know.
You're not a doctor.
Right.
Nutritionist.
So then I also had to do a cleanse, and it was actually when, like I said, I was into yoga and I started teaching yoga and I doing all of that. There was 2 teachers at the studio that I worked for, and I was really privileged in the way that I learned from some really amazing people who had a lot of knowledge, and they wrote this book called The Conscious Cleanse. And I did it, and when I did that, I found out that it was gluten that was causing like kind of all my digestion and inflammatory issues. And so then I just started changing my diet and figuring out what worked for me, eliminating those processed sugars, processed foods, and eliminating gluten out of my diet. And the way I felt was night and day.
Really?
Yeah, night and day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you feel like you had more control of your body composition as far as, what you eat and to get your body the way you want it?
Oh, of course. But at that point, it was more about feeling better than it was about the aesthetics.
Right.
Obviously, being a young woman, you want to look a certain way too. But I was like, I just feel terrible all the time.
Oh, God.
And so it was like, I just need to figure this out to like make myself feel better more than anything.